electricity. What kind of energy does that do?
Give us power.
Give us power?
So you can play your favorite video.
Yes. Okay, we're all listening.
Give us the power to get on the computer.
That's right. But what do the molecules do that create energy? How do they work? What do you, Nathan, can you tell me? Kyle?
They heat it up.
They heat it up, right? So the molecules go from a negative charge to a positive charge, right? When we learned about magnets, right? We learned about repelling forces, right? That's another type of energy, isn't it? What's another type of energy we talked about?
Light energy.
Light energy, right? We also talked about sound waves, right? What else did we talk about?
We also talked about pitch, right?
We talked about pitch. All that is part of the sound energy, right? So now today, when we talk about potential and kinetic energy, are we listening, Adam? We're going to be talking about the energy of motion. There's only two types of energy of motion, and that is potential energy and that is kinetic energy, okay? Now potential energy, let's give an example. You ready? Pull out our rubber band here. Let's say that we're standing still, or we're just holding our rubber band. Is anything moving?
No.
No, it's standing still, right? But if I let this go, is this going to go far?
Yeah.
Okay. Now what if I let it go a little bit? If I let this go, is it going to go far? No.
Just hang on your thumb.
This is called potential energy. I have it in front of me. Don't worry, I'm not going to, my finger's right here. This is potential energy. This is kinetic energy. See when I let it go? So potential energy is the energy that is still, and kinetic energy is the energy that is in motion. Right? You have a question?
Yeah, so kinetic energy is energy that moves.
It's like an energy that moves.
Stationary.
That's right. So potential energy is stationary, though, isn't it? Right? Now, we're going to talk about ways that we can tell different types of potential energy, right? So we just talked about how if I pull this all the way back, that's going to go really far, isn't it? Okay? Now, when I have potential energy, it depends on the mass. What's mass? Who can tell me what mass is? The weight of a matter, right? The weight of an object. So the greater the object, or the higher it's coming from, or the wider I pull it, it depends. And don't worry, I have my finger right here. It's not going to go anywhere. Depends on how far it's going to go. Got it? So if I'm holding it like this, it's not going to go anywhere, is it? So we have to measure our potential energy to create our kinetic energy. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I need some volunteers to come up and help me do some things. How about I have, who's my stick person? Who?
Blake.
Okay, I'm going to pull out 4 people for me.
What? That's one.
Leroy, put those up on the cart. Those balls. LJ?
Come up if he calls your name. Joseph, come up.
Shatavia? I don't need you to make fun of me. It's going to stay there? LJ? It's going to stay? Are they going to stay?
Alright. Now we just talked about potential energy, right? Talked about the weight, right? So the harder the weight, what's going to happen? Is it going to fall faster if it weighs more, or is it going to fall slower if it weighs?
Faster.
Faster, right? So look at all these objects. We have a wiffle ball. Is this pretty heavy?
What's the wiffle ball?
Wiffle ball you use, it's like kind of a type of baseball. Does anyone ever play with a wiffle ball?
Yeah.
I
have it.
Alright, what else do we have over here? It's a little bit heavier than a wiffle ball, don't you think? Alright. What do we think about an eraser?
That's low.
It's pretty low, isn't it? What about a chapter? A little bit heavier, right? What about this type of book?
That a little bit hard.
That'd be a little bit heavier, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to drop these things two at a time. And you're going to have to tell us which one you think is going to fall faster. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to stand a little bit forward so everyone can see. Come up here, Matthew. Come up here.
I can't see.
We'll show you.
Kyle. You'll be fine.
We're going to have our two people with our balls drop first. Which one do we think is going to fall faster?
The golf ball.
The tennis ball?
No, I
The
think
tennis ball or the wiffle ball?
The
Who
wiffle
thinks it's going to
ball.
hit at the same time? Who thinks it's going to hit at the same time? Raise your hand.
Waffle ball.
Who thinks that the tennis ball is going to hit quicker? Raise your hand.
Waffle ball.
Who thinks that the wiffle ball is going to hit quicker?
Because it's more lighter.
All right.
Waffle.
On the count of 3, make sure your hands are at the same height. When I say 3, you let it go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Which one hit faster?
Waffle ball. It's a tie. It was a waffle.
Let's try it again.
Waffle.
Let's try it again.
It was a tie.
Go a little higher.
Little bit higher, yeah, that's a good idea. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Tennis ball. Tennis ball is supposed to hit faster because it weighs more. Does that make sense? Yes. All right.
I'll bounce back.
Now, let's take my balls. You guys can sit down now. Thank you. I need my balls here. Now I need to see my chapter book and my eraser. Step over here. Eraser. Which one do you think is going to hit?
Chapter.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, right? Because it's heavier now. Let's say I try something different. All right, I'm going to do it now. Thank you. Now, let's say I have one that's I'm dropping all the way from up here. Then I have the eraser. Which one's going to hit faster? But doesn't this weigh more? So why would...
It's too high.
But it's too high, isn't it? You ready? 1, 2, 3. See? So remember how I talked about? Depending on my height and my weight, it could still go different, couldn't it? Right? So, the higher my object, depends, right? Sometimes it can fall lower, sometimes it can fall quicker. What about a tennis ball and a
Kyle.
wiffle ball? What do we think?
I think that's bonus.
Let's say I
Sit
have
Erica's seat.
the wiffle ball higher, then I have the tennis ball. Which one's going to hit quicker?
Tennis.
What about this one?
Sit.
You want to try it?
Sit.
1, 2, 3. See that? The wiffle ball still hit quicker, so even though the tennis ball weighs more, if I'm coming from a higher height, it's still going to hit slower, isn't it? Right? Yes.
Unless Let's throw a little faster down when I
What do you guys think? That's a good question. Do we think that this is going to go down quicker because it has holes in it?
No.
Why wouldn't it?
Because there ain't no air in it.
There's no air in it.
Because it weighs less. But there's holes in it.
But there's holes in it, right? So what do you think?
The air
goes inside it.
The air can flow straight through the holes.
The air can flow through the holes. So it's going to be lighter, isn't it? If I have something that has a lot of air in it, like a balloon, is that going to be lighter than a balloon filled with water?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My air balloon is going to be lighter than my water balloon. Because even though I have air inside of it, it's still the same height. If I have something heavier in it, it's not really going to work.
Pop off. Drop it.
Yeah, that's right. Alright, we're going to do something now. Ready? Alright, we're going to do our other experiment later. But I want you guys to do something. I want you to think about something that has potential energy. Think about something that has kinetic energy. Give me some examples first before we start talking. What is potential energy? A car doing what?
Parking.
Moving. If a car is moving, what kind of energy is that?
Kinetic.
Kinetic energy. What about car parked?
Potential.
Potential, because is it moving yet?
No.
No. What about
Put it now.
a stick?
Potential. Wait,
Doesn't really have energy, does it?
That doesn't have energy.
No, not unless we move it, right?
Right.
What about... Oh, I got it. What about waves in an ocean?
Kinetic.
Kinetic, because it's moving. But what if you're all the way out to sea and there's just little ripples? That could be kinetic. Even though it's moving a little bit, we know that that's moving, so that's kinetic energy. But it has the potential to be a big wave once it comes up on the ocean, right? Yes. That That's right. That's producing kinetic energy, right? What's another thing that produces... Okay, tell me an example of potential energy.
Potential?
Yeah. The finger just sitting still, right? But it has...
You being lazy. Doing nothing.
Has the potential to move down and produce kinetic energy, right? What about a chair? It's just sitting there. Is that a potential or kinetic?
Potential.
Potential until you have to move it, right? Guess what I want you to do? You ready for the instructions?
Yeah.
I want you to look at your shoulder partner. If you don't have a shoulder partner, then join another group. And I want you to come up. Are you ready? You gotta be listening. This is a pretty tough one. Ariel, are we listening? Tavia, are we listening?
No.
Because I'm going to be testing you on this. Alright, you ready? Blake, listen.
Kyle,
This is what you're
Ariel's
gonna
your
do.
partner.
No.
You're going to look at each other. Are we all listening?
here.
No. I have to wait till everyone's listening because I can't
Okay.
tell the directions. Okay. You look at your shoulder partner. You're going to say an example of potential energy and kinetic energy. So I could look at Joseph and I say, a car sitting has potential energy, but a car running has kinetic energy. So use the same type of energy if you can. Now, I'll let you think for a couple minutes. If you can't think of anything, ask your shoulder partner. Your shoulder partner could be able to come up with something. Then, once you have that, I'll give you 3 minutes to talk about something with your shoulder partner. And then, we're going to do another activity. Ready? Go.
They also have
Look at this.
potential in water is when my car has water if it don't move, it's
Other energy is when something's
when it moves, you guys have to.
If you have short hair, it's going to stay still, but if you have long hair, it's going to move a little bit. And
Like, I can't think of you have to go to it, make it move. And this is
sitting in the parking lot has and the buck sitting still and that and waves falling into the ball. This has to grab that. Because my finger's standing still.
Alright, so I gotta be here for this stuff.
Where's your partner?
Alright, this is another example of kinetic.
You have 1 more minute.
Like you said, a car and
Anything has more mass. Anything has more mass. A table or a chair?
the chair can also be practiced. You said all of these. No, the table. Because they probably have more stuff. Chair game. What is potential energy? Kinetic energy.